Hello team, Coach Tim here. You are watching the golf swing of Yuka Saso, 2024 Women's U.S. Open Champion and now a two-time Women's U.S. Open Champion. And I'm bringing up some footage I have of Yuka when I got the opportunity to play 9 holes with her at the LA Golf Championship down in Southern California. And thought it'd be kind of fun for us to take a look at some of the things that I think she does incredibly good in her golf swing and is a big contributing factor as to why she is a now two-time U.S. Women's Open champion. So, without further delay, Yuka is not a big woman, but she flat out bombs it. She regularly hit drives well over 300 yards this afternoon when I played with her. And I think that'll be probably the one place that'll be fun for us to just see how she's able to create so much speed and power. And, probably the very first place that I want to take a little bit of a look at is just looking at how closed-faced her grip is, okay? If we look at her left hand specifically, the V that's formed between her thumb and index finger, I would say is pointing somewhere underneath her armpit, okay? And then the V that's formed between her thumb and index finger with her right hand is somewhere outside of her right shoulder. So this is a relatively closed face grip, and that means that she better have pretty darn fast hips or all sorts of opening forces is maybe the best way to say it, to make sure that she doesn't hit the golf ball low and left every single time. So that's the first concept for us to understand, is that she plays from quite a leftward-facing club face. The second place that's kind of fun for us to take a look at is she winds up big time. When we get her to the top part of her backswing here, well, this is a two-dimensional picture. It looks like she's turning well over 20 degrees past 90 degrees at the top part of her backswing. So she's making one heck of a turn at the top part of her backswing. And her lower body still is a great balance. Both feet are still on the ground. She's got great flexibility to be able to get into this position. As she completes her backswing, you can see how her body's already starting to unwind towards the target. And she has great lag. Now, it's not Sergio-esque lag, right? But when her left arm is below parallel to the ground here, she still has great amounts of lag. Now, as we get rid of that graphic right there, I want you to go ahead and start to watch her feet. And you're going to see that she pushes off the ground so hard that both of her feet get slightly airborne. Certainly her left foot is completely off the ground here as she strikes the golf ball. So it's an incredibly powerful and awesome golf swing to watch. When we take a look at her from the rear view here, this is such a great view. It gives us a great idea of just how she's using her body. And, Yuka has incredible use of the ground, right? So we've already talked about how big her turn is. We've talked about how much lag she has. Let's see just how much she lowers into the ground and then pops into the ground in such a short period of time. So if I decide to go ahead and bring up a clock here real quick to give us an idea of just how much lower she goes in a very short period of time, okay? So here she is in 1/3 of a second, not even 1/3 of a second, 136 100ths or 1,000ths of a second. And her hips have just dropped down probably close to 3 golf balls. Now, she's lowered herself into the ground so much and put so much load into her left leg. I want you to see just how much she now raises and jumps back and jumps so hard and back off of her left foot. Watch her right hip actually bounce backward right there because of how hard she's actually jumped off the ground with her lead foot. Only 3 tabs past impact here, or 4 tabs past impact, does she finally start to push off the ground with her right foot enough to have her lower body start moving forward. So all of that took place in less than 0.6 of a second, especially if I go ahead and just back that up just a little bit. So the amount of athleticism that she is using with her golf swing is flat out amazing and incredible. So I hope you enjoyed just taking a little bit of a deeper dive into watching Yuka's golf swing. And maybe just one or two of those elements that she does so well in her golf swing is something that you might use and start to implement into your own game to make a massive difference in your ability to hit the golf ball a much farther and longer distance.